What if you left the love of your life because he was poor? And 10 years later, you discovered he had become the man you had always dreamed of? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Samiha Storyland. Today I am going to tell you a heartbreaking love story about a young woman who left the man she truly loved because he was poor. Stay with me until the very end because this story has an emotional twist and a powerful lesson about love, regret, and second chances. Now let's begin. My name is Sophia. 10 years ago, I was engaged to the kindest man I had ever met. His name was Daniel. Daniel wasn't rich. He worked as a mechanic in a small garage. His clothes were simple. His apartment was tiny. But he had the biggest heart I had ever known. He remembered every little thing that made me smile. He never forgot my birthday. He always walked me home after work. He loved me with all his heart. 1 week before our wedding, everything changed. My parents invited me to dinner. My father looked at me and said, "Sophia, are you really going to marry a man who can barely pay his bills?" My mother added, "Love doesn't pay for a house." That night, their words stayed in my mind. The next morning, I met Daniel at our favorite coffee shop. He smiled and said, "Only 7 more days until we are husband and wife." I couldn't even look into his eyes. I quietly removed my engagement ring. "I'm sorry, Daniel. I can't do this." His smile disappeared. "Did I do something wrong?" I shook my head. "No, you are just not the future I want." I walked away. Without looking back, a year later, I married a wealthy businessman. He gave me expensive gifts, luxury vacations, a beautiful mansion, but he never gave me peace. He controlled everything. He treated me like a possession. 5 years later, we divorced. I had money, but I had never felt so lonely. One rainy afternoon, I stopped at a bookstore. As I reached for a novel, someone beside me reached for the same book. I looked up. It was Daniel. He looked different, more confident, more mature. He smiled politely. "Hi, Sophia." I couldn't believe my eyes. We sat together in the cafe next door. He told me his story. After I left, he worked harder than ever. He studied engineering at night, started his own company. Today he owned one of the largest automobile business in the city. I smiled sadly. "I'm happy for you." There was a long silence. Then I whispered, "Do you ever think about us?" Daniel looked out the window. "Sometimes, but not with anger, only with gratitude." I frowned. "Gratitude?" He nodded. "Losing you taught me that I should never build my future around someone else's decision. It taught me to believe in myself." His words broke my heart. If you were Sophia, would you have left Daniel because he was poor? Or would you have stayed? Tell me your answer in the comments before we continue. Just then, a little girl ran into the cafe. She hugged Daniel tightly. "Daddy!" A smiling woman followed behind her. She was Daniel's wife. Daniel introduced us. "Sophia, this is my family." His wife smiled warmly. I smiled back. But inside, my heart was breaking. As they walked away together, I realized something. I hadn't lost Daniel because he was poor. I had lost him because I couldn't see his true value. Money can build a house, but only love can build a home. Sometimes the greatest mistake in life is leaving a good person while chasing a perfect life. Thank you so much for listening to today's story. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel Samiha Storyland. Do you think Sophia deserved a second chance, or did Daniel make the right choice by moving on? Let me know in the comments.